What is up, Dan fam? And in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and cover 3 hot dropshipping products that you should and could potentially sell this year if you want to. Now, before I go ahead and dive into this, I wanna let you know there's a few things that you should be aware about before we go ahead and really dive into this. The first thing that I wanna let you know is that I'm gonna go ahead and be providing you with stats and proof just to go ahead and show you that what I'm telling you to sell, I've also been selling and or have sold very successfully. And I'm also gonna break out a few campaigns and show you which countries and how I'm targeting those countries. Even though those countries don't particularly speak English natively, I'll show you how and tell you why it's working out for me. But not only that, I just wanna let you know that I'm not gonna go super in depth into the targeting because that's more so for my 100K Blueprint students. And I don't think it would be extremely fair if I went ahead and gave you everything that they're gonna be paying or they have paid $1,000 or more for. So I just wanna go ahead and let you know that I'm gonna be showing you exactly what works, what you can be selling, what I'm doing. I'll even show you some of my ads. I'll show you the creatives. I'll show you everything. I'll even show you some targeting, but I'm not gonna go super in depth as I would in 100K Blueprint because like I said before, I just don't think it's that fair, and I hope you can see my outlook as well, is that I wanna make sure that people who are paying me and become my students get everything from A to Z that I want to go ahead and forecast and show to them. So that's one thing that I want to let you know, but don't think that you should leave this video because I'm going to show nothing. I'm going to show you a lot more than any other guru goes out there and shows you. I guarantee you, and I promise you that right now. Now, the other thing I want to let you know is you want to make sure to bounce on these products rather fast. So without any further ado, let's cue the intro and get right into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop into my computer right now, and I'm gonna be showing you and talking to you about the ad targeting, ad style, and more than anything, I'm also going to be showing you the social engagement and the interactions. As a matter of fact, somebody said to me the other day, and it's a YouTube commenter, and I showed them my stores, and they said, Dan, you have what? I think it's like 11 likes on a page at one point when I was advertising. It's like 11 likes, and I think it was like SimilarWeb said that you don't have any traffic to the site. Yeah, actually, you're absolutely right, and that's great. So anybody who's thinking about going ahead and copying my site, go ahead and do it. But I'm gonna show you stats, I'm gonna show you proof that we're actually making sales. I'm gonna show you in depth, behind the scenes, pull back the curtain, and let you see what I see. And you're gonna be learning a lot here. So let me just dive into my computer, and then you'll really understand what products I'm selling, why I'm selling them, and who I'm selling them to. Not only that, I'm also gonna be doing total sales, total spent, cost of goods, and the profit for every single product that I went ahead and did. And I don't think I'll do it in a lifetime. I think I'll do it in the last 7 days. So without any further ado, let's just hop into my computer right now, and I'll see you there. So I want to go ahead and show you these particular 2 ad sets right over here. Now, if you look, okay, first things first, don't mind the cost per result. The reason why it's so big is because I literally targeted as broad as I can go just to see if I had the ability to get sales in this particular country, and more than anything in the particular broad interest, as broad as you can go without going deeper in. So my theory is that if I can mass target and if I can go ahead and generate sales in that particular market, then I can easily break it down. For example, you see right over here says Germany, no interest. That means I just targeted Germany, $20 daily, and just let it run. I literally just let it run. So there was a sale, and then we ended up breaking it down even further in Germany, and that's where our campaigns really flourished. So there's a lot of data that we got back from this, and that's fine. This is something huge that a lot of people overlook. They'll ask me, Dan, why are you paying $33 a purchase or $60 a purchase? Because this right here tells me that Germany, I'm able to go into the Germany market as an English speaker. It's an English ad, and it works. So the successful ones, I broke them really far down. But take a look at this right over here. I want to show you, and these are 2 different ads also. Okay, so keep this in mind. So right over here, I'm gonna just click this particular ad, and I'm gonna show you. All right, I'm gonna show you right over here. So as you can see, the cost per result, it was $15 a sale, and then $14 a sale. But as you see right over here, now shipping to Germany, this is an English ad, okay? So it's written in English, and it's pretty simple. Okay, so a lot of you have already seen this particular ad. So I ran this very, very successfully to that particular market. What is this? This is iPhone Germany. So the targeting that I did was in Germany. Pretty simple. There's nothing too complex to that. And again, it was making sales in Germany, even though the language wasn't German. Now, on the flip side of this, we also have right over here, we have the blender bottle, okay? This is another one that I broke down. And as you see right over here, right, this is targeting Germany, but I never went ahead and said, now shipping to Germany. I just targeted to Germany. So again, that is this particular ad. And it's really interesting because nobody realizes this, but international markets, they are huge. Now, the best advantage that you have is if you speak the language and you can create the ads natively. However, if you don't speak that language, you have one of two options. Number one is hire somebody to do it, or use Google Translator. I'm going to group that together, okay, even though they're completely different. Or number two is to go ahead and just write your ad in English and let it run. Okay, you know why? Because here is something that you need to understand. Look at this. So this is really interesting to me because I go ahead and I'll do my research on countries to go ahead and see how big in the population is English and if they teach it in schools. That means that people understand or grasp English. Even though it might not be too predominant, they understand the language. And most Germans learn English as their first foreign language at school, which is great. So again, that's my theory on going and targeting international markets. I think international markets are so untapped, are incredibly untapped, and definitely something that you should consider as well getting involved with if you want to go ahead and potentially expand outside the US, because let's face it, the US is becoming ever growingly more and more competitive. So it's becoming harder and harder. So again, that's something that I wanted to show you, and something that I wrote down is one thing to attract a lot of people is I just used the Germany flag, right? So I went to Emojipedia. So I'm on Emojipedia, and then I just searched Germany. And once I did that, I went ahead and went to the flag, copied this, and I can just paste it right inside of the particular ad, right? Now take a look at this. I'm going to show you that people were actually sharing this around. Take a look at this. People absolutely loved this particular ad, that they were sharing it around over and over and over again, which is really, really cool. So if I went ahead and just go into shares, I can take a look at the recent shares, and people are literally just sharing this around. Now there's more shares. I don't know why it's only these particular two. There's more shares. Let me just see over here. These are recent shares. I want to see all shares. But, it's because I clicked on one of them. So again, I clicked on this one over here, and Rob, I clicked this one right over here, and it shows up. So again, there's a lot that's, being shared around, even though. Now, what's really cool about this is a lot of people will even go ahead and share it in Germany or, whatever country I'm targeting to, in their language. They'll go ahead and talk about it in their particular language. It's really cool. So again, very, very powerful. People love to go ahead and share these particular ads. And as you can see, a lot of people are going ahead and sharing these particular ads. So again, that's what I wanted to show you. And it was more so an explanation of the ad style. I believe it's very, very important for you to understand. So as a matter of fact, let me also show you this. This is really going to solidify the fact that Germans, or not even Germans, I don't want to just stick to Germans, just international markets are huge. So I want to go ahead and open up a lot of these orders, actually just some of the recent ones that went ahead and came through. So I'm blurring everything out just to keep the user, the user's information very safe. So as you can see on the right hand side, okay, let me just go up a little bit more, you're going to notice that this sale came from Australia. And then we have a sale from New Zealand. And then we have a sale from New Zealand again. We have Germany right here. We have Australia again. We have Germany over here. So a lot of my sales are actually coming internationally. And it's crazy because nobody's focusing on the international markets right now. But guys, we are drop shipping, right? We are drop shipping. That means we can go ahead and sell to anywhere in the world. US isn't your only market. You can make a lot of sales internationally, and nobody's really getting that right now. And again, I do have the USA sales. I just wanted to open up the international sales just to show you that we're actually getting sales internationally as well, and people are willing to pay the shipping and handling for international as well, so don't think they are. So again, I just wanted to go ahead and explain the the way I'm going in advertising, which I showed you before with the targeting and who I'm targeting precisely, different countries. And then I also showed you how I'm going out there and more so resonating with a country like Germany as an example that I wanted to show you. I'm putting in the German flag and say now shipping to Germany. And then I wanted to end it off with showing you how people are sharing our particular ads. And then I wanted to go into Shopify, the back end, and actually show you that we're making sales here. Okay, it's not just some bluff over here, and I'm actually doing what I'm telling you I'm doing. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna run through a few products. I'm gonna run through the total sales, total spent, the cost, and the profit that we've made in the last 7 days, because I want you to see which products they are and that you can use them as well. So without any further ado, let's dive into that. Alrighty, so I went ahead and made this a nice presentation, and I also took screenshots of multiple different orders that I'm fulfilling for customers that bought this, just so you can see the different prices in the cost of goods sold as well. So let's just run through this all. The first picture that you see on the top left is my product listing. The one under it is the actual sale happening. So the total sales in the last 7 days were $5,878.53. The total ad spend here was around $1,993.32 for this particular campaign. The cost of goods was $3,554.46 to fulfill all the orders for the total sales, leaving me with a profit of $330.75. But here's the problem. A lot of people will say, well, that stinks. That's not a big profit margin. You're right. And like I said previously, and I've said this for years on end, I am willing to take a loss on the front end because I know people are going to keep on coming back from me and purchasing if I give them a good purchasing experience. So I want to add a little note in here. This does not include the back-end sales we've made. Now, my estimates, because if you go into Shopify, you can actually take a look at what else a user purchases based on their email. So I've gone ahead and checked at least $500 in extra profit came in from the front end buyers already. And I think the front end buyers in the last 7 days were around like 130 to 150, something like that, for the particular solar charger that you see right over here. So again, that's the results for this particular product, a solar power charging dock, very, very good, and definitely something I suggest you sell as well. Then over here, we have our Blender Bottle Light Pro. I forgot exactly what I called it, but I gave it a very specific name, right? So really quickly, as you can see right over here, the total sales or the cost of the product that I'm selling it for is $34.99. The total is $21.46. The total sales, we went ahead and generated $7,382.89 in revenue from this particular product. The total ad spend was $2,082.57, and the cost of goods sold was, or the cost of goods, that basically how much it cost for me to go ahead and fulfill all $7,000 worth of total sales and revenue, was $4,528.06, leaving me with a profit of $772.26 in the last week. So we're roughly about $1,000 in profit in the last week before back-end sales. I'm not counting back-end. I'm not counting it whatsoever. And I'm also going to go ahead and show you an Outlier product next. Now note, again, I'm not making astronomical profits yet before I scale this, yet, okay? So this profit could have been like $7,000, $10,000 if I scaled it, but I'm not scaling it yet. All right, I'm building out the back end and figuring out what works first, because once I scale the front end, then the back end does all the profit and heavy lifting for me. So I'm getting my numbers right on the back end first. So again, I don't have updated figures as of yet from the front end of this sales. So any sale that I generated just from the very first time a customer purchased from me from this particular product, I don't have any updated numbers that I can give you. I can give you a rough estimate like I did before, but I don't have anything solid to tell you from this particular product yet. I don't have that data back yet. So the profit was $772. That's good. I'm still in the green. However, this is my Outlier product, okay? As you can see, I've shipped it to Israel. I've shipped it to the US already. And this is an interesting product, and I mentioned this in the notes, and I'll explain why it's interesting in just a moment. It's because this actually wasn't a product that I actively advertised. So the total sales from this particular product were $3,354.96. Absolutely crazy. And the total ad spend was $1,202.88. But here's where things get interesting. You see where I'm selling this for $19.97? You see how much the order amount is? $1.09. It cost me $1.09 for this product. The cost of goods for all the $3,354 dollars worth of sales to go ahead and be fulfilled was actually $183.12, leaving me with an astronomical profit of $1,968.96. Now, this is an outlier product because, one, it's very hard to upsell a product like this. Now, this isn't really a gadget. And the downside that I also realized, I mean, it depends how you look at it. It could be a downside or an upside. And this is what I wanted to tell you, is that this product, I never advertised at first. These sales that you see right in front of your screen on January 7th and the 6th, these particular sales didn't come from a Facebook ad. They actually came from visitors who came to my site from maybe a solar charger, maybe the blender, whatever they came from. They actually went to my store and they started browsing everything. And I started looking in the Shopify backend where people were searching stuff. They searched car, dent. It was really, I don't know why they decided to do that, but they started searching stuff. And next thing I knew is that this product was selling the most. Like it was blowing the other products out the water. My visitors wanted that for some reason. And I just couldn't understand why. So I didn't argue with it. I just said, okay, sure, I'll advertise it. Next thing you know, the advertisement went really, really, really well. And the profit was astronomical. Now, like I said, this was an outlier. This has happened to me twice before in the last 4 or 5 years, okay? So that's why I want to go ahead and lay this out as an outlier, because this isn't something that I want to tell you happens every so often. But this is one of those reasons why I suggest having a generic store, because a generic store allows people to go ahead and have options when they come in through a blender bottle or a solar charger and they don't want that, but they want to see what other products we have. This is a prime example. And then I realized, okay, my people want this stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and advertise this stuff. So that's really cool. So let me break this down even further. The total sales in the last 7 days from these 3 products only, this isn't store-wide, this is just these 3 products, revenue-wise, was $16,616.38. The total ad spend was $5,278.77. Now here's the thing, most people would end it off there and tell you, yes, I made $11,000, but let's talk about cost of goods sold, because that is important to me, okay? Cost of goods is $8,265.64. In the last 7 days alone, I went ahead and made $3,071.97 into my own pocket. Now, I want to go ahead and frame this to you, okay? That's great money. But for me, that's subpar. But again, I only broke down 3 products. I think right now we are actively selling 11 different products. My profit is way higher from store-wide than just these 3 products. So on average, it averaged out to around $1,000 a profit for these 3 products. However, number one, the profit is way more from these 3 because don't forget, I'm sending them constant promotions. I have them as a customer now, and I have my back-end post-sale sequences that I'm still setting up till this day. All right, so the profit is, if I had to guesstimate it, and again, I don't want you to think these are the real numbers, for the profit, the only real number I can give you is $3,071. My guesstimate is between $4,200 and $5,500 profit with my email sequences for these 3 products that I have right now. That's my profit. So needless to say, it pays my rent, helps me pay my car bill, because Lord knows I need help with paying my insurance bill. For those of you who follow me on Instagram and you saw how much I pay for my G-Wagon insurance, yeah, okay, call me stupid, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. But aside from that, I hope you learned a lot here, and these are 3 products that I suggest, okay? So we have the solar charging dock that, you can put on a window, you can put really wherever you want. Then you have the blender bottle, and I forgot what I called it. I think I call it Blender Light Pro or Blender Pro Light, something like that. I gave it a name. And then I have Auto Pro Scratch Magic Eraser. This is pretty interesting. Now, I will go ahead and say I don't know if Magic Eraser is trademarked, okay? So I want to make it very clear that when I uploaded this, obviously it was through Oberlo. And I started looking into it because Magic Eraser is a very well-known house cleaning product. So I don't know if I'm pushing the limits on here, which again, I'm going to advise legal counsel on this, but logically speaking, maybe. Logically speaking, I do think so. But I don't think that's why the sales are happening. Do not get me wrong. It's not like I'm selling Magic Eraser car scratch remover. Not at all, okay? It's just kind of like the term that it's labeled as. So again, I'm going to leave it off here. I hope you learned a lot, and I do have one thing left to say to you before I end off this video. Alrighty, my friends, so I hope you learned a lot in this particular video. There's a lot to digest. I suggest rewatching it again if you want to go ahead and see everything from start to finish that I just showed you. Now, as I mentioned before, later on in February, or I'd say mid-February, I'm going to be reopening 100K Blueprint 3.0. So it's the 4th year that this has been around, and I only open it about 2 weeks out of the year. And in 2018, I never opened it up. So if you want to go ahead and be put on the waiting list, there's a waiting list button right down below this video, and it's going to take you to ManyChat. That's the quickest way that I can go ahead and notify you that we're opening, and it's going to be a really, really big launch because I didn't open up 100K Blueprint last year, and thousands of people waited for it. So again, I just want to let you know there's a button right down below in the description to go ahead and register for the 100K Blueprint waiting list. Like I said, I don't have any forecast when it's coming out yet, but I just want to let you know that there's a waiting list. If you want to join it, go ahead, it's up to you. Again, you'll know about it. If you're following me on Instagram, I'll post about it on Instagram. If you're following me on Twitter, it'll be known on Twitter. If you're obviously subscribed with notifications on, like any smart person who is subscribed should be having notifications on, then you'll also know about it here. So there's a lot of venues if you don't want to go ahead and be on the waiting list, completely up to you. But like I said before, I hope you learned a lot in this particular video. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe and set up notifications on this particular channel, because I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos that are really going to help you as well. So Dan Fam Notification Squad, it's been my pleasure yet again to really pull back the curtains and open up and show you what's going on behind the scenes in my business. So again, shoot me a like if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow.